What's going on? What's going on, people? You already know who this is already. Hashtag Mr. Come on to the temple. Here with another Wednesday night with you. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I apologize for last week's video. I tried to save it. However, I was fighting a Facebook copyright strike, and I don't know what I did wrong, but I end up deleting the whole thing, thinking that I was deleting the one that I had cut off earlier prior to the one that um, myself and Little Red was on. So that will not be available. Hoping that we can do it again because I think it was a pretty cool video. So we might have to revisit that one just for the content aspect of it. But anyway, hope you all are doing great. Hope you all are having a prosperous, good week so far. Hope that you all are um, getting things done that you want to get done. I'm trying to do some things now, so just forgive me. Please forgive me. I know we're struggle streaming, and I'm trying to stop. There we are. So now, like I said, I know we were struggle streaming. I'm trying to get some things taken care of. Sometimes Facebook be tripping hard for no reason. Um, so I'm trying to do everything that I can to not make this week like last week. Um, so again, you already know who it is already. Hashtag let's come on to the temple. Hoping that you all have a prosperous week. Prayers go out to um, the kids that were involved in the school shooting. I know that we have to um, look out for each other in times like these, and hopefully that we are able to keep our own kids safe. It's thankless job sometimes being a parent, and it's never a good thing when we lose our kids are in danger. So I'm gonna keep on going, even though no one's on yet. I've got to keep it going. So I guess that's where Smitty got it from. Health tip for today, real quick. August is National Wellness Month, and one of the things that can take away from our wellness, both wellness mentally, physically, and emotionally, is comparing your life to others. Comparison is the theft of life. Seems that once you start comparing your life to someone else's life, you compare your spouse to someone else's spouse, you compare your job to someone else's job, you compare your money to someone else's money, then what tends to happen is that you break down. Honestly, you seem to break down, and what you end up doing is you feel sorry for yourself or you start overdoing yourself. So if you feel sorry for yourself, it's like you quitting because you feel like you can't catch up, or you start overdoing yourself. So you're overdoing and stressing your personal life out, trying to catch up with the person you're comparing your life to. I just say live your life. Stop comparing yourself to others. I was listening to someone one day who pretty much, I mean, they have it pretty much all together. They have a good job, um, doing quite nice for themselves, stay in a good neighborhood. And what happened is they went to a gathering with other people that were, I guess you can say, higher status than themselves, and they came back from that gathering after comparing themselves to the people they just left, and they were depressed. So even depression can derive from comparing yourself to someone else. So we end out as we end out National Wellness Month, I want to say stop comparing yourself to other people because it's not going to do anything for you. So without further ado, and this will not be a long video at all, let's talk about the price of the brick has went up. The price of the brick has went up. A lot of you don't know what that reference means, and I'm so proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you for not knowing what that means, right? But then there are other people who do know what that means. So, since we know, or the ones that do know what that means, I want to deal with that topic, that the price of the brick has went up. So, um, for the ones that know what I'm talking about, right? We understand that, trying to say this nicely. We understand that there are some products. Let's do it. Yeah, I got you. There are some products that are distributed among the community that has a sale value on it, right? And as long as there are a lot of distributors and there's a lot of product, then you can find the price of the brick cheap because you have competition. Even in the natural market, there are laws to attempt to stop certain companies from having a total monopoly on the market where they actually buy out the competition. So let's deal with it. Since we understand, for the ones that do understand, that there are certain things that people do and it causes a price hike on the market. So Once you have plenty of either product and or distributors, then you have a cheap price on the brick. However, comma, if someone out here in these streets, they choose to want to have a monopoly on the market and they start taking out the competition. Therefore, all your product must come from this one particular group. So, where you were getting the brick for about 6 grand, they can now charge you 30 and 40 grand for the brick because there's no one to stop it. What's going on, Baylor? What's going on, G? There's no one to stop them from charging you what they want to charge you for the brick. TJ, what does the price of the brick have to do with my life? I'm glad you asked because you know that I was not going to talk about product all night. There are some of you that have been through certain things, and because you have been handled in such a way, you have allowed yourself to be out here in these streets for cheap. You've allowed yourself and your situation to cause you to become cheap. However, life should teach you that you have to make yourself less accessible to the public, and you must go to a place of healing. And when you go to that place of healing, then you yourself, because I can't speak for anyone else, but you yourself, you become like a dried up market. Therefore, your price of accessibility should go up. You should not allow yourself to become affected by the same things that affected you when you were out here for the cheap. You should not allow yourself to be triggered by the same things that triggered you when you were cheap. You should not allow yourself to be handled the same way you were handled when you were out here for the cheap. You have to tell people in your circle that the price of the brick has went up, and I will no longer put myself out here in these streets for cheap because I know my true value. Don't know your true value and then continue to do the same mess that you were doing when you were on the cheap, because that does not make the price go up. It does not make the respect factor go up. It does not make what you're trying to do evolve. Dealing with the price of the brick, we know that when there is a shortage, then the price seems to go up, even in the regular market. Think about COVID, right? When COVID was full blown in 2020, there were certain items that were overly priced because of the way or because of the amount of it that was available to people. We call it supply in the market. There was high demand, but low supply. In other words, what I'm telling you is don't be the person that is in high supply and low demand because that makes you cheap. Learn how to be in low supply but high demand. Stop going to these self-help places and all these conferences and thus and such, thinking that because you went to these places that you have become a better person when you have not. Because even though the price of the brick has went up, if the brick is no good, it's not worth buying. So if you are the same as you were when you were cheap, then you're not worth dealing with. It's funny to me how we place a value on ourselves. Excuse me. We place a value on our works. We place a value on our personality. And because the pastor's up here, we place a value on our spirituality. However, when you put it on the market says something different. It's like you're trying to sell a car. Your daddy might gave you that car, and that car has sentimental value to you. However, when you try to sell this car, the person buying it does not have that same sentiment that you have. They don't understand the value of what you're trying to do. And it's funny because we as people, and I have been guilty of it several times in my life. So while I will admit that I've been guilty as well. I'm not innocent. I put myself out there for people to use me up, take me down, because I was trying to be in high demand. But my value was not where I thought it should be. I'll bring the video to a close because I said I won't be on long. But we have to understand. Stop trying to make yourself available to people who don't understand your true value. Stop trying to make yourself available to people who don't understand who you are. Stop trying to make yourself available to situations that will take down your value. Stop making yourselves available to situations which takes away from your worth. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, the price of the brick has went up. Grace, love, and peace.